Dive on deep to a great conversation about all things with the Port of Shelton Commission Chair, Dick Taylor. And let's say good morning to him.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. How are you doing?
Good. It seems like winter's come back again.
Yeah, it was. I'm just trying to figure out when I'm going to start doing yard work, and then we get hit with this
Well, heck, it's
freezing.
only February, for crying out loud.
I know, but it's never too early to
Never
start
too early. You
jumping
don't
in
want-
and mowing the lawn, I guess. What do you want to talk about today, Mr. Taylor?
Well, we don't have much going on at the exciting going on at the port. It's just a regular.
You guys get
business.
along too well.
Well, we hope to keep that going. We hope to keep that going, and it's due to mutual respect.
Sure.
And just getting along and camaraderie that we've developed over the years. But now the business support moves along.
Yep.
I was just looking at the marina the day before yesterday, and it is looking good.
Yeah.
With all the refurbished buildings down, or the boathouses down there, it's really looking good.
I mean, you guys have been working on this though for the last couple of years. Though it started with the kind of the new parking area there, and it really opens up the whole nice vista looking out on the bay.
Yeah, and you go up to the get a great view of it from the Overlook Park there on Highway 3 South. So that's where I was looking at it from. And then coming down Highway 3, you get a good shot out of it when you come down the road. But it looks good.
It is a gem.
It looks good. We're going to have some challenges up on Johns Prairie, but we'll work through them.
Yeah. Okay.
Got some companies looking around. It will be exciting news when we can announce it.
Oh, okay, good.
If we can.
Well, let's
if it
keep
comes
our
to
fingers
fruition.
crossed to that.
Yeah. So that's looking good. But
Yeah.
this weekend was an old submarine sailor's wonderful weekend.
Tell me more.
I got invited to participate in a lunch with the captain of the USS Olympia, SSN 717. It's a nuclear submarine, Los Angeles class attack submarine, and Tim Shelton and I and ex-Mayor Fouch, former Mayor Fouch of Olympia, a couple other people were invited for lunch on Sunday with the captain on the Olympia.
Oh my gosh, where was this?
This is up in Bremerton. And Olympia is a fast attack submarine, and I had never been on this class of submarine before, so it was a real treat for me to get on it and see what it's like. In fact, I hadn't been on a submarine, a commissioned submarine, in 30 years.
How different is it from the time that you were on submarines?
Well, I'll tell you. The first thing that hit me when I walked in is it smelled the same. The machinery smells and what have you. So it smelled like a submarine. But other than that, it's not much the same at all, except that they are tight. Their living spaces are cramped. And things haven't changed in somewhat. They're still hot bunking, which means that there are more crew members than there are bunks to sleep in.
Oh.
So if a sailor's on watch, another sailor's in that bunk. And then when the guy gets off watch, the kid gets out of the bunk, and so
trade off.
You trade a bunk, and that's been going on for generations in submarines. So it hadn't changed, at least on attack submarines. I think on the big the ballistic missile submarines, they don't do that. They all have their own bunk.
And so when you talk about the size of these things, are they multi-stories? Are there multiple stories to this thing?
Decks.
Whatever. You got this. You got me on that.
Yeah, the Olympia has two.
Okay.
In the old diesel submarines, there was only one.
Yeah.
You had one, there was just one deck all the way through.
And are they as long as a football field, half a football field?
Well, I'm trying to think how long. No, let's see.
Because these have to be mobile and quite agile,
they're quick.
right?
Yeah, they're quick. And, very, very fast. They'll do... It's classified how fast they go, and I don't know now anymore what they do, but it's faster than 10 miles an hour.
It is powered by nuclear, but
this is not nuclear power.
It doesn't have ballistic missiles on it, does it?
It does not have ballistic missiles. It has 4 torpedo tubes forward that they shoot Mark 48 torpedoes, which are essentially autonomous little submarines, and they can hunt and think and look for targets too.
Wow.
The Mark 48s, and they can also carry Tomahawk missiles, which are a cruise missile.
Yeah.
And cruise missiles were fired from submarines in the first Gulf War.
Yeah, I remember
and the
that.
Second Gulf War and all that sort of thing. So.
Are there females on this?
No, not on this class of submarine. There are women on the Ohio class submarines because they're bigger.
Yeah.
And we talked to the captain about that. And one of the reasons that the fast attacks don't have them is they don't have room to have separate berthing compartments for the women like they do on the big submarines. So that's a change. Had a great time talking to the crew. The sailors, the sailors are amazing. On that ship, the average age of the crew is between 22 and 23. They're all young, and that includes the officers, the captain on down. Wow. So there's some really young people on there, and here they're maintaining and operating and driving and this multi-million-dollar weapon system that we have, and they do it flawlessly. The reactor on there, in all the years of nuclear power in the U.S. Navy, we've never had a nuclear incident with a propulsion plant, never, and it's a tribute to the design of the systems and to the training that they go through. The training was set up years ago by Admiral Rickover and hasn't changed.
Wow,
that much. I mean, it's been upgraded to follow the trends of the new systems and equipment that we have, but the stringent requirements have not. And as a result, you get a crew that's very, very competent, that can handle that propulsion plant. And then they also stay on top of their warfighting skills, the driving of the submarine, the being able to hunt targets and shoot torpedoes. And these submarines are also used for other missions other than shooting things. They do surveillance and things like that.
That's amazing.
So, but it was just a delightful afternoon to spend, and speaking with the crew was a highlight for me.
Did they have any idea who you were? Did they have any idea of your background with some of the Trieste and the Baptist Scouts?
No, the captain did.
Sure.
But the troops didn't. No, they didn't know.
What an exciting day.
So it was really great. Yeah. Got to go with, then there was a whole group of, Tony Sheldon was there. Mm-hmm. She, our judge. She's one of the leaders of the Sea Cadets, which is a Navy League organization for young people and high school age kids that participate in Navy stuff. And she was down on the boat with her two sons and a whole bunch of the Sea Cadets, so it was fun to see them.
When you're standing in there, is there head clearance room? Can you stand up straight?
Oh, yeah, I can stand up straight. I mean, there are places you can't, but generally, yeah, you can. And this is a big submarine, and so you can... I remember on my first submarine, which was an old World War II, converted World War II diesel submarine, you had to be able to go from the forward room to the forward torpedo room, the after torpedo room. You went through, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors. That they're the old
short ceiling, and you got to step over.
Yeah, and you step over. So when you would first go through the boat, the first a couple of months you were on the submarine, you always had bruises on your forehead and your shins were scuffed. And you got to the point where eventually I could run from the forward torpedo room to the after torpedo room without hitting anything.
Sure, you just get used to it.
You just get used to it. And it's the same way with this one. There's some, not straight passages that you go, so there are twists and turns that you have to go through, and it's tight. And you go in the control room where they have the periscopes and the wheel for the helm for the rudder and the diving plane control and all that sort of thing. It's tight in there, but not quite as tight as the old diesel boat. So there's a little more room, but it's still not luxurious.
Sounds like we are in good hands under the protection of the submarine, the USS Olympia.
Yeah, these guys they're just great, amazing ship.
So are they up in Bremerton now for a little while?
They came in for a port call.
Okay.
They're out of Hawaii. And they had been up doing some sound trials on the sound range up here, and so they came into Bremerton for a week weekend visit.
Oh, what a great story to share.
Yeah, it was a hoot.
What a lot of fun. Port Commissioner and former Navy submarine commander Dick Taylor here on the air today for Port of Call. Thanks for coming in and sharing with that.
Our pleasure. My pleasure.
We'll talk to you next week then. Let's dive on out of here. Surface on out of here this morning at 8:51. There you go. Put that hat on so people can see it on the camera there. Very good. All right.
Do you know you have access to the fastest internet in Washington State? Switch to iFiber Communications right now and take advantage of our special offers. Pay only $29.95 for 100 megabit high-speed internet, or get 3 months of internet absolutely free. That's right, $29.95 for 100 megabit speeds or 3 months of internet free. Shop, stream, and game like never before with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Call 360-427-4000 or check us online at ifiber.tv. Subject to credit approval. Valid on a 24-month contract.